Alright, so this is what it looks like with the lids open. You can see the textile. That dark pattern on it is where bacteria are growing, microbes are growing, chowing down on the nutrients in the wastewater. And every 10 minutes or so, the pump comes on and doses that textile with the wastewater that's come into the system. And that wastewater recirculates in this back half of the system. There's a mix or recirculation tank where the raw wastewater is coming in, and you can imagine that just gets dosed over the textile several times. Eventually the raw wastewater makes its way over to the discharge side. So that's what the discharge side looks like. You see it's pretty clear. Not sure if you can see the difference there on the raw wastewater side. You can see some cloudiness, some chunks. There's going to be some odor associated with that side. No odor associated with the discharge side. Any wastewater, I mean, it's wastewater. You think it's smelly. Well, these systems all come with gaskets and are enclosed, and we don't get odors from them. You don't get odor complaints. You don't get noise complaints about blowers. You know, like I said, that's the assisted living facility there. We have these right beside schools, retail buildings, RV parks, you name it. And if you didn't know what you were looking at, you probably wouldn't know it was a wastewater treatment system. You don't have to worry about anybody falling in. There, all right, so we're dosing the media. Significantly lower operations and maintenance requirements for a packed bed media filter such as the MAX Wastewater unit than an extended aeration plant. There's just fewer variables to worry with. More or less, if you have consistent flows, you're not really going to have to do anything as far as adjusting flow rates. You'll check your pH, some other parameters, pH, yeah, mostly it's pH. And all the recirculation is just happening within this MAX unit. We're not recycling or returning any wastewater to the primary tankage. This is just a second MAX unit. And we have a surge tank on the other side of this, or an equalization tank. You can see the green lids there. And there's alternating pumps. One cycle pumps to this unit, the next cycle pumps to that unit up there. Both are just doing the same thing. You're taking raw wastewater and you're ending up with clear, treated effluent that we then pump to that drip dispersal field. We could add UV and disinfect to hit a higher treatment standard. You can add a tire chip upflow filter to get nitrogen removal. You could add a chemical feed to get phosphorus removal. But as you can imagine, this foam core fiberglass tank is not going to degrade, break down. You don't have to walk on catwalks or anything like that that's dangerous for an operator. Much longer life, much lower life cost cycle than an extended air plant. The pumps that we use are high head pumps, like well pump. Since we're trapping, we're keeping all our solids in septic tanks and primary tanks at each facility. So we don't have pumps that get ragged up, clogged, bound up with rags and other solids to foul up. So the pumps last a very long time, 15, 20 years. packed bed media filters also produce significantly less sludge to be hauled away, maybe 1/10 of the sludge of an activated sludge plant. The sludge just doesn't die and slough off the textile, need to be wasted like an activated sludge plant would. They're very robust. If you have variable flows, you could take it down to no flow, and those pumps would just recirculate water endlessly through the textile, keeping the bacteria alive, dormant, feeding very slowly on any micronutrient left. You're not going to have bypasses with this system. The only way water discharges is if it passes through the textile and drips into the discharge side of this AX-MAX unit. So you don't have to worry about a blower going out or a pump failing and having a system bypass to where you're sending untreated wastewater for final dispersal. The control panel has telemetry enabled. It's a TCOM control panel. Basically, it notifies you with alerts for everything from high water usage, high amps, minor conditions, and then it will also have alarm conditions, which it will notify the operator directly on. You can dial into this panel from any internet connection and make adjustments to the system, check hour meters, elapsed time meters, cycle counters, pump run times, amps, etc. If it had UV disinfection, you could check the status of your UV bulb. It's really cool. So, if you have an extended air plant, you might have a daily visit, or you probably do have a daily visit. And this plant's 15,000 gallons per day, has a twice per week permit requirement, but it's possible that you could even get a once per week visit requirement. Very easy set. These are basically plug and play. You get your tank, your equalization tank set, get your AX-MAX set. Everything is in place inside the AX-MAX from the factory in Oregon. Get your panel hooked up and you can be ready to roll with accepting wastewater in just a matter of a day or two. These are 8 feet tall, 42 feet long tanks. Doesn't require big machinery to set and can be done pretty quickly. Alright, I guess that about covers this AX-MAX. Thanks for watching.